Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to episode 32 of the Let's Play series here on Court Farms Country Park. So, as always, I hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. So we're now in September. We've got plenty to do now. We've got 5 empty fields to get drilled. We have 1 field of field beans which is ready to harvest now. So we're going to be cracking on with that today. And just finishing off mucking out those cows. Look at that, really, honestly. Much more preferable that it's all contained now within this manure bunker as opposed to just being strewn everywhere in the cowshed. And I think if I can I'll just get this lot tipped in. There we go. We have now got 111,859 litres of manure. So that's all good. As I say, much prefer that it's now all contained in this, albeit spilling out a bit at the front there, but we'll deal with that. So yeah, we've got a field of field beans to get harvested today, and we're going to get some drilling done as well. Now yes, I said we had 5 fields to drill, but initially, because we're in September and we can now plant wheat, barley, oat and canola. Is that all there is? I'm sure there's one other we can do. Let's have a look. Yeah, wheat, barley, canola, and oat. And we can also plant... Where are we? Yeah, there we are. Linseed and rye. So, the plan is... Forgive me, let's just jump back into the field menus again. Right. So, field 110, field 91, field 92, 59, and 57 are all ready to be planted. 110 looks has a different texture at the minute. It's in a cultivated state because we ran the stone picker in that I think it was the last episode. Yeah, I did that on the side, didn't I? But yeah, these all are ready to go. But I've had a little bit of a think, just thinking on about where we're going to go with the farm and having a goal, something to aim to essentially. Let me just, you know what, before I waffle on for a minute, let me just turn that off. Let's run over here. We've been getting a mix sorted out for the cows. Let's just turn that off there. Let's get this round here and get this tipping into the cow trough. There we go. Right. Excellent. Okay. Now that's on its way. I'll shut the gate. Right. Yeah. So as I say, I've been having a bit of a think about where we can go and what we can do in the future on the farm, because I am kind of aware that over the last 30 episodes, I think, I know we've had a couple of minor expansions. We've put some buildings down. We've been shopping. We bought lots of nice equipment, etc., etc., etc. But essentially, fieldwork wise, it's been pretty much the same at the minute, hasn't it? It's either been mowing grass for silage, it's been harvesting our crops. But one thing I haven't done yet, and I'd very much like to, is get into some corn and some potatoes. But obviously I know that potato equipment is considerably expensive, and I suppose when it comes to corn, what I would like to do, is I'd like to get hold of a forage harvester, a silage trailer, and obviously in order to plant corn I need a planter. Because what I'd very much like to do is I'd like to make use of this massive bunker that we have on the farm. We haven't been able to do anything with this yet. I could have obviously stuck the loose grass in there and created a big bunker of silage, but obviously my choice up to now, I've just been baling it. I suppose initially I was doing that so that if I needed the grass bales for silage I can do that, but obviously along the way I've been selling them here and there, haven't I, just to make a bit of money. So, but what I would like to do, keeping the silage bales, I'm still going to keep the grass field, or the 2 grass fields now. We've got one for silage and one for hay. Incidentally, the big grass field is ready to cut. That's pretty much on its 2nd growth stage now, so that's ready to go. The smaller of the 2 grass fields, the one that's going to be hay, the one behind the workshop there, that is, I still believe that's in its 1st growth stage, so we're not going to do anything with that yet until potentially next month, October. But yes, as I say, I'd like to make use of this bunker, and I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to, in the very near future, I'm going to invest in a forage harvester, a header for that forage harvester, a silage trailer, and a planter to obviously plant the corn. And in my mind, the way I'd like to do that is... I'm going to jump into the PDAs, actually, because it's quicker than walking. Field 57 here. I am going to create that into a cornfield. So initially, right now, we're going to leave that empty. It's all been prepped, it's limed, it's ready to go, ready to be drilled, essentially, but I'm not going to put anything in there until planting season for corn, which, if I pop into the crop calendar, we have a few months away before we can do that. Corn is April next year, so a few months ahead, so I'm not going to stick anything in there in that field. We're going to leave that one empty, and in the other 4 fields we're going to do we've already got a canola, but I'll probably do we'll do a winter wheat, barley, an oat, and probably a linseed and a rye, because once we've got the field beans out of this field, once that's been harvested and that's been prepped again, we'll have another field there to do. So essentially I'll be able to have a wheat, barley, an oat, a linseed and a rye. We've already got the canola, so again, one of everything. So yeah, that's the plan going forward into the future. The stuff I have in mind, I have priced up some of the equipment that I'd like to get. Now, I'm not going to be going all out and getting one of those £250,000 odd, £300,000 forage harvesters. I have, it's one that I've used for quite a while now. It's a New Holland S2200. It's £30,000. It's a bit of old school, including the header to cut the corn with. That would be £38,000. So if I very quickly jump into the vehicles here, it's that one there. The S2200. 30 grand. Can't complain at that. Slightly more appealing than, what, or $500,000, 358, you know, these are big expensive bits of kit, and they're very big as well. As lovely as it would be to have something like this on the farm, yeah, it's just too much money. So 30 grand for that. 8 grand for the header to go along with it. Silage trailer wise, I'm going to consider one of the Donnelly pack by 4D Modding. Where are we? Sorry, not 4D Modding, Fast Farming. Forgive me. I was getting mixed up with the Dooley there, but yeah, these Donnelly trailers. I really like these, the look of these. So the big one, £20,500. That's the one I am going to go for eventually. So that's that, and a planter, a corn planter. Let's go, where are we? Planters here, it's... Which one was it? The one I've got in mind. It's a John Deere one, actually. Somewhere along here. I think it's that one. Yeah, this one. 6 meters wide, which I think is a perfect width so far that I've found on Court Farms. 6 meters wide. I've got a 6 meter cedar. And that's pretty much a perfect size. So we're going to go with the same again, a 6 meter planter. And it's very reasonably priced. If I get rid of the markers, I quite like the idea of having the metal cases, metal tanks there. So all in all, £11,100. That's pretty decent money-wise. So all in all, to invest into being able to deal with corn and forage it and put it in a trailer, etc., 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 I need £69,650. So we're not far off that yet. 59 grand, just over. But obviously I'm in no immediate rush to get hold of all this equipment because I can't do anything with it until April next year. But yeah, that's the kind of goal I've got at the minute. And as I said, I would also like to get into potatoes. Again, for another bit of variation, something different, and obviously a handful of equipment that we will need to do that. Potato planting season isn't till beginning of next year either, but I need to look into that because potato equipment is massively expensive. I do have a pack of bits and bobs in the game at the minute, mod-wise. It's the same stuff that myself and Mrs. Sim Gamer have been using on our multiplayer series, just down the road there on Stonebridge Farm. But again, I need to look a bit more into that. I'm going to concentrate on the corn stuff first, I think. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. But initially, right now, obviously we've got plenty to deal with. As I say, we've got stuff to harvest. We've got a field of field beans to get harvested and tipped into the silo. It's at the minute, the prices of field beans are pretty much 50% of what they would be if they were at top selling price time. So they will be going into the silo for now until I can get a bit more money for them. But initially, this has done its job. So we can put this back in the shed for now. The cows are all topped up. Or almost topped up. They've got more food than they had before, so that's important. We've got some straw bedding, so that's all done. I've just mucked them out. Another thing that had crossed my mind is I haven't really had to do anything with the sheep for quite a long time. I'm trying to detach the PTO. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, let's just turn that off for now. Yeah, I've not had to do anything with them. I've not even had to top them up with food or water. They're still reproducing. Everything's fine. The animals are all at 100% health, but as you can see, the food is 85,103 litres out of the total of 100,000. And it's been hovering around that number for months, essentially. Yeah, and I do have the animal grazing mod activated. So if we pop into the menu, into the PDA, you can see... Where are we? Yeah, if I need to bring up grass, don't I? Yeah, if you can see the growth there, that's obviously, that patch in the middle is the area that the sheep are eating from, essentially. So I'm assuming that every time that gets to harvestable stage, the sheep are just eating from it, and whatever numerical value that holds is going back into the food. And they're just eating from that. I can only assume that's what's happening, because I haven't had to come here with a trailer with any loose grass for what feels like months. So, not complaining. You guys are quite low maintenance, are you? Which I'm quite grateful for. You seem happy enough. You seem clean. You've got plenty of food, plenty of water. You're still producing wool, which I'm making a reasonable amount of money from now and again. There's a few pallets here, actually. How many have we got? 3 and a bit. So that's all good. So yeah, right. Anyway, so what we're going to crack on with first. I think what we shall do, we'll get the big job done. We'll get the harvesting done first. I think we'll get the harvester and the Renault and trailer into the field. I think it's field 90. Let's just check up on that, shall we? Field 90, yeah. Ooh, getting good at this, aren't I? Right, so we'll get all the equipment into the field. As per usual, I shall no doubt throw the harvesting job into a bit of a cinematic. There we go. And I shall join you all back in a little while when the job's done. Harvest is in the silo, and I'll show you and tell you what kind of numbers we've got. So, see you all very, very soon. There we go. Let's lift that header up over that hill, shall we? So, that's the harvest all done for the year again. The last of the crops are out the ground in the silo. So let's get this lot all tidied up. Let's get the PTO taken off here. There we go. Alright, where are we up to here? Last time I tried this I dropped it off the side, didn't I? So that should be, I hope, about right. It was better than the last time anyway. Right, yeah, let's get all this kit back to the farm, because the work doesn't stop there. Still got plenty to do. So, we'll see you all back there in a few moments. Right, so we did pretty good out of that. That was a good harvest. In total, in the silo, we have 35.6 tonnes of field beans. That equates in standard farm simulator terminology. We have 40,402 litres in the silo of field beans. So that's all good. And according to the time-saving stock check mod, at its best price, that is going to fetch just under 65 grand, 64,862 litres. So that's brilliant. Very happy with that. But as I said before, the work doesn't stop there. We need to get right back into a bit of drilling. We're going to get some fields planted. As I think I mentioned before, the big field at the bottom here, I'm going to keep that empty for now because I'm going to aim to get some corn into there. That's what I'd like to do anyway. But the harvest is going to go away now for a few months, unless any contracts come up that I like the look of. I'm just going to neatly pack this away in here for now. Try not to crash into the wall. Really is a noisy thing, that, isn't it? But it is a harvester. What do you expect? Love it. Right, so what tractor do we want to get in now? I think for the seeder we need the good old Fendt. But actually, before we hook up the seeder, I need to hook up the flatbed trailer and take a trip to the shop. So I need to stock up on a couple of bags of seed at least. Might get a few just to stock up so we got some. And maybe a couple of bags of solid fertiliser as well, just to be safe. We have got a couple. We've got one and a bit on the shelves over there. But while we're at it, we may as well grab a couple more. So, I'll see you down at the shop in a few moments. Just in case any of you didn't know, you know when the shop shuts, it's currently 5 to 9 in the morning, the gates are closed. But if you walk up to the gate and click your mouse button, you can get early access. In case you didn't know that. One of you wonderful viewers told me that a few weeks ago. Please forgive me. It was a good few episodes ago, so yeah, forgive me that I can't remember who it was, but I'm very grateful for that bit of information. But yeah, the gate's closed. There you go. Right. Anyway, let's shut the engine down there for a moment or two. Let's pop into the shop, get ourselves a few bags of this, that, and the other ordered, and that's our tote of herbicide left over from when we bought the herbicide spray, so we'll get that brought home as well. Right, back in a mo. Right, there we go. Picked up 4 bags of seed. The stacker drivers very kindly loaded them onto the trailer for us. We've got a couple of pallets of mineral feed. We've got our tote of herbicide that's left over there, that's loaded up, and 4 bags of seed. I did buy a pallet of solid fertiliser, but I did actually have the shop mod somewhere on the farm, so it's spawned somewhere on the farm, so I've had to reset that. But yeah, right, let's get ourselves home. That's a very sturdy shelf, isn't it, to hold one of them? What's that? 900 kilogram weight, does it say there, or 800 kilograms? That's a strong shelf. Goodness me. Not even any supports underneath it. Right, come on. Back to the farm. Let's crack on. Right, back at the farm now. All my pallets are unloaded. I'm just going to try my very best to top this thing up with a little bit more seed. The trigger point is a little bit difficult to find, if I'm honest. It doesn't seem to want to fill. I have found it, and it's a few seconds ago. Oh, there we go. You saw a little... Come on. Difficult thing. Right, give me a few seconds. Let's try and find this thing, shall we? This is a bit of a palaver. Right, there we go. Found it. Awkward thing. Right, so... Anyway, let's pull the boom in there. I'll just turn that off for a second. Jump in the fence, get this thing folded up. Get it ready to go out to the fields. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump into the map PDA now. I think I could do with, I've got the Massey out there with the field scanner on, because what I'm going to do, as you can see, there's a couple of slightly darker patches, so the land, I think the data for the precision farming is starting to go a little bit, so I'm just, for the sake of it, because it's a modded scanner and it doesn't cost too much money, I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes just running around rescanning everything, just to make sure the data is absolutely up to date, as we like. So, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, we have 6 fields essentially. Field 90 here is the field beans that we've just harvested, so that needs a load of prep work, liming, etc, etc. And field 57 down here is going to, I plan on having that as my cornfield in a few months' time, when hopefully we will have afforded to purchase a planter and the relevant machinery to sort that out. So what I'm going to do in field 110, I'm going to plant some oat. In field 91, I'm going to plant some wheat. 92, we're going to have barley, and 59, we're going to have linseed. And obviously this is our hay, this is our grass, and in field 90, when it's prepped, I'm going to put some rye in there. So I think I've done a reasonable job when it comes to crop rotation there. I think we've each of those crops haven't been in those particular fields yet. So yeah, that's the plan. So what do I want to do? Let's shift this thing out of the way for a second. There we go. Let's jump in the Massey. Let's go and scan some land. And I'll put you back up again in a few seconds when all that's done. It's not very much interesting to watch this, is it? Just running around taking a few scans. So I'll get this done and I'll put you back up when we are jumping back into the vent and making our way to the fields. Right, there we go. All done. Only a few minutes work, to be honest. Not much of a task. So, let's crack on. Let's get drilling. Let's get some seed into the ground. Now, I will probably put this into another bit of a montage, as I like to do, but I'm not necessarily gonna get all of the fields that I'm going to drill into one montage. I might just do one or maybe even 2. We shall see. But either way, we'll have a bit of a seeding montage ahead of us. And I think I will do them in the order that I did them previously with the prep work. We'll start in field 110 and just work around them in a clockwise order. So yeah, let's crack on. Field 110 first. Just get some oat in the ground. Righto. So I shall see you all in a wee while. Second thoughts. I've just checked the weather forecast. It's going to start raining in about half an hour's time. So, I'm just going to leave that there for now. I'll come back to it in a few hours' time. Early afternoon. When the rain's been and gone. Right, jobs are good. The forecast has given rain again later on today, but not till about 7 o'clock at night. So, we've got a few hours of opportunity ahead of us now. So I'm going to crack on and get all these fields done.
can see you. I can see you. I can see you with my closed eyes. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you with my closed eyes. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you with my closed eyes. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you with my closed eyes. The closed eyes.
One down, 3 to go. Right, there we go. Just finished fertilising. So, all drilled, all fertilised. And that's kind of that for these fields now. So if I jump into the precision farming menus, as you can see there, the four fields that we have current crops in now are all levels exactly as they should be. 110 is the oats, and everything's perfect there. 91 is the wheat. 92 is the barley. 109 is the canola, and 59 is the linseed. And everything is looking tickety-boo. So I'm really proud of that. It's been a nice afternoon of trundling around with the seeder and the fertilizer spreader. The yield map's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. All levels of green there, so that's excellent stuff. We are actually quite fortunate regarding seed rate in the plots of land that we've chosen. There's a handful of high seed rate areas, obviously in red there, a patch on field 57, a tiny corner of 92, and even smaller corner of 91. And I suppose that's just about half of 110, maybe a little bit less perhaps. But yeah, all in all, we're quite fortunate with that. Now, I know it's choice of crops as well, because obviously what we had in here was field beans and linseed in here, and grass as well. That just gives you a standard seed rate, as it were, regardless. So, but either way, not bad at all. We're doing all right, okay-ish, I think, with our precision farming score. We've got, I think, 92 is the highest we've got in most of the fields there. I suppose this field's lacking at the minute because we haven't. I think that's our newest purchase, isn't it? So still a few things to increase in that one, but generally, as a rule, we're in the 90s. So that's apart from that one as well. We'll get there on that one actually. Still, 90s are better than 80s and 70s. So yeah, excellent. Good afternoon's work. So I think there's no better way to conclude a nice afternoon's relaxing tractoring than a spot of retail therapy. So before the shop shuts at 5 o'clock, even though I now know how to get into the shop with the mouse and just clicking on the gate. I think while I've got some money, I'm going to make a start on collating all the equipment we're going to need to get corn into the ground. So the first thing I'm going to do, there's no point buying the forage harvester just yet. I could afford to get the forage harvester and its header, because I think in total they will both come to 38 grand. But what I think would be the best thing to do is get hold of the planter. Right, let's turn that off for now. Give that one a break, because that's been busy for the last few hours. We'll jump in the Renault. Take the trailer off. There we go. And I think what we're going to need to do, we're going to need to pick up the flatbed trailer, because the planter I do have in mind is 6 meters wide, but I'm almost certain it's a rigid unit. It's not one that folds up, so I don't want to be trying to drive down the road with a 6 meter wide implement. So I think what I'm going to see if I can do is take this trailer and see if I can get them to load it onto the trailer sideways with the forklift trucks. Whether I'm completely off with that, but in my mind it seems to... I imagine it would work. So, let's go give it a go, shall we? Here we are, everyone. I'm down at the shop. My favourite place. Right, let's... In fact, we'll just leave this here. It's as good a place as any, as long as it's not blocking the gate too bad. Right, let's pop in, see what we can get sorted, and see if we'll be rolling home with a nice new piece of equipment. Right, well, welcome everyone to our new planter. This is our John Deere 7000 planter. Max Emerge. It's got a capacity of about 1,140, I think, litres. So it's pretty reasonable. Not too big, not too small, I feel. But we can't do what we thought we could do, which was borrow the forklift truck here from the dealership and see if we can essentially just pick it up on the forks and stick it on the trailer. There's no way of safely picking it up, and the trailer, it's too wide. It was essentially, I was thinking it might go on sideways, essentially, but no. It's the trailer's not wide enough. This is too big, but we can't even pick it up anyway. So, that's that idea off the books, as it were. So, we'll just park this thing back up and leave it where it was, which was around about here. And there we go. And I think we are just going to have to wait for a few hours for the traffic to die down a bit. And we'll come back and pick it up. And hope we don't run into any oncoming vehicles. So, they are going to stay open for me till I come back anyway, but I will try and come back as soon as possible. We'll take this home, drop the trailer off, and I think we will have to come back in the Fendt. So let's go swap tractors and get back and pick up our new planter. And another quick thing, onwards from the previous episode where I was getting a bit befuddled with the slurry spreader and its inability to what I thought it was going to do, which was spread the correct amount of fertilizer level for the field we were in. A big thank you to one of my wonderful viewers, one of you wonderful people, Michael Murray 888, who very kindly informed me that slurry is generally used more for the soil and the nutrient level of the soil, and nothing really to do with the crop that's in the soil, if any. So really appreciate that info, mate. Thank you very much. That was really kind of you. These little things that help you along the way, eh? These little snippets of knowledge. I didn't really know that at all, because, as I might have said in a previous video quite a while ago, even though I've been playing the game for quite a long time, we do love it, of course, I'd hardly ever done anything with slurry. I just naively and wrongfully assumed that it could be used as a free alternative to solid or liquid fertilizer, essentially. How wrong I was. Right, anyway, so let's... We need to get in this big thing again. So let's lower down the fertiliser spreader for now. We'll tidy all this up when we get back. There we go. Right. Back we go again. And back again. So, let's get right to it. Get this beauty hitched up here. There we go. It's a lovely thing though, don't you think? Lovely looking thing. Nice and clean. Can't say the same for this tractor though, can I? Right, let's hopefully squeeze it out this gate. Oh, there we go. Excellent stuff. Perfect. And let's just hope that the roads are quiet for the next, what, minute and a half? Because we're going to be pretty much hogging the whole thing. So, wish me luck. So far, so good. So there's nothing down this hill. Oh, how lucky are we? Very lucky. Well, I'm not looking forward to this narrow lane thinking about it. It's a good job I've got double gates leading into the farm, isn't it? Right, let's swing out nice and wide there. Just. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite obvious that this thing's going to live its life within the confines of our farm. Not going to be dragging it around the lanes of the local neighbourhood too often. Oh, that was a bump, wasn't it? Sorry, neighbour. I'll repair your fence one day, won't I? Let's just keep it to the right a bit there. I think, hopefully, this should be relative plain sailing. Ah, it'll do. There we go. It's home. That's the main thing. Where's it going to live? Actually, where are you going to go? I knew exactly where you're going to go. For now, anyway. I'm going to go under the canopy of the workshop on the left here. Yeah, that'll do. I think that will do. Right. Fits perfectly, actually, doesn't it, for now? I know those tractors don't ordinarily live there, but for now, until I find a more permanent place for you to live, there you shall stay. So, we have a planter. One thing off the list ticked. So now, all I need is the silage trailer and the forage harvester and its header. I suppose I could buy the silage trailer as well. That's £20,500 at the minute. We've got 37,700. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not today. We'll leave it for today, shall we? Right. Well, I think for now, for today's episode, I'm going to call it there. It's the end of the day now, almost. The rain's due in a couple of hours' time, so there's not much more we can get done. There's not much more I can do, actually, thinking about it. I've got all the drilling done, all the fertilising done, so the fields are on their way for harvest next year. The only one we've got left to do now, as you know, is the field of corn to get planted, which won't be till April next year. Now, we do have, next episode, we may well be tackling our 2 grass fields, this one here, to bale up for silage, and obviously the smaller one on this side to ted up, row up, and bale into hay. So, at least we've got a plan moving forward. That'll be the first step of next episode, so As always, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. If you're new to the channel and you like my content, you like the way I do things, please consider hitting that subscribe button, giving the video a like if you can, if you have liked it, and if any of you have any suggestions for me or any comments, please hit me up in the comments section below. And as always, there will be links in the video description below also with my promo code, as I've quite recently become a Giants partner, and if any of you are in the market for DLCs or add-on packs or season passes or even the full game itself, there will be a link in the video description below, and if you fancy helping out a content creator, I would be hugely appreciative. So, take care everyone, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.